Today I'm watching Yellowjackets Season 2, Episode 7. The previous episode was heartbreaking. Shauna had her baby, and unfortunately the baby did not live. It was a baby boy like Lottie had predicted, but unfortunately it did not survive, and Shauna has this unconscious dream where the baby lives, and she tells the baby how much she loves it, and it was just a really tough episode, and I definitely was tearing up. And we ended the episode with everybody meeting at Lonnie's, this cult that she's built, whatever you want to call it. Van's there, Lottie's there, Shauna's there, Ty's there, Misty, Natalie, like everybody is finally coming together, and they've definitely been separated this season, so I'm so glad they're finally all back together, and very curious to see what they talk about, because there's obviously a lot of topics they could discuss, and yeah, I'm very curious to see how those conversations are going to go. I'm very worried what Shauna's state is going to be in this episode. I imagine she's going to be dealing with a lot and probably in shock and trying to process, but I don't imagine that's going well. And we saw she had been questioned by the police in the previous episode as well, her and Callie. So yeah, they're definitely still pursuing this Adam case, obviously, and I don't know where that's going to go, especially as we get closer to the end of the season. Misty completely froze when Shauna went into labor, and she's supposed to be the one with the most medical knowledge. And since Crystal is no longer alive, I think it just finally caught up with Misty as it had just happened, and she was, didn't know what to do and didn't know how to process that. But I'm very curious to see where the season is going to go, what mysteries will be solved, what they're going to keep for Season 3. I know there's a Season 3 in the works as well, but thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Just literally sitting there alone with your thoughts, like you don't have any food, you don't have anything really to do with your time, and you're just watching the hours tick by.
It's moving. Okay, don't let up. Don't let up.
Good luck. Yeah, it's gonna be an avalanche of snow. But at least you can open the door, so that's a good start. Shauna's given up, man. She doesn't care. Yeah, she's not moving. I honestly didn't think she'd let go of him so soon. I mean, not like emotionally let go of him, but physically she's trying to bury him outside, and I thought she was gonna stay in that... I thought she was gonna stay in bed with him for weeks. Poor little guy. This is different. Yeah, same song, but definite rendition. Slower. Definitely slower. I'm curious why they chose this particular episode. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, very interesting. It's been the same every episode for these entire 2 seasons so far.
Okay. About a week ago, I had my rifle in my mouth. And
It's only been a week. She's so casual about it, which is terrifying.
with us from that place. So maybe now we can actually start dealing with it.
I think this might have been exactly what Natalie needed, which I don't think she thought at the beginning. But yeah, she clearly needed to process what happened, and this place is some form of therapy for something, so...
Should have killed me, and I figured it meant something.
Yeah, she said 2 very close calls, plus everything else.
Here. And sleep. And I would be dead without you.
That's probably true, yeah. She would have walked off that cliff. Yeah, exactly.
To anyone, but this is just not for me.
Oh, I thought the same thing. Just give it a chance.
I didn't think Natalie would be a spokesperson for this place, but yeah, that's interesting.
Fine. Just
very cute little goat. I hope they don't kill it. But yeah, Shauna might be onto something. I'm worried about Coach, man. He's been hallucinating more and more, and the lines between past and present or past and fake reality are blurring a lot. They're gonna kill off Coach. Paul's trying to keep him around. And this merging of Paul's apartment and the cabin.
I'm going to sit. Paul, what the f going on? Hey, you're scaring me.
And these like rippling wavelengths like a tape stuck.
It doesn't matter. What matters now is that you aren't welcome here anymore.
What? What? He's getting kicked out of his own fantasy?
To guide me into being in that thing.
Yeah. Yep, just right where you came in.
Awesome.
She's gonna bolt. Yeah. She's getting the heck out of there. Forget that noise. Yeah, she's not doing that. And these, like, treatments that they've picked seem to be the opposite, like self-care. Yeah, you're taking care of something else instead of taking care of yourself, but I'm sure there's a lesson in there somewhere.
Well, that makes sense. You guys, I think she's even more psychotic than we thought.
Yeah, the compliment turned out to be an insult. Oh, yep, they're figuring it out.
And think about it. Now that the snow has stopped, wouldn't you think that she'd be out there looking for her friend?
Exactly, but she knows exactly where she is, so she doesn't need to look for her.
Minds. The snow has stopped, and we need to go out there and we need to look for Crystal.
And of course she overheard that, and now she's changed her tune. Yeah, right.
And she's not. I mean, that wouldn't be the worst thing that could happen, right?
Wow, that's horrible. Yikes.
We could. Well, I'm not saying I want.
They want to eat her. Yep, there we go.
Oh, that's the situation. Then, it would be disrespectful to the wilderness to waste it.
Well, anything you can say to explain it to yourself, sure. Like, well, she's already dead. What's the problem? Oh my god. And now Misty's like, wait a minute. If they do find her and eat her, she's not okay with that. Oh, Shauna. Oh, the baby blanket. Oh, no. It was underneath. Oh, shoot. With the symbol. And the nightmare she had. Oh, my God. Burn that thing. Get it out of the frickin' cabin, man. Yeah, see you later.
She's not gone. And that's a good thing, Ty.
Why is it a good thing she's not gone? Lottie always speaks in cryptic messages and half sentences.
Other me? She wants to hurt my family.
She may not want to. She just doesn't want to be suppressed.
But what happens if you let her out?
Ty. She will always be a part of you.
That's terrifying. Yeah, I'm very worried to see if Lottie gives in to this other part and lets her out.
Make me kill him.
Well, if it helps, you could just pretend it's your arty-farty lover. You seem pretty quick to get stabby with him.
Wow, Misty. Wow. Too soon.
Grateful that your hobby seems to be figuring out how to be the perfect serial killer. Why does everyone keep saying that to me?
That's what Walter said. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. Where'd you think you were going, huh? Not to a Mensa meeting, that's for sure.
Oh, I would have go to Mensa. She's so weird.
You are delusional as well as dumb.
And now it has to be Mama Shauna.
Crystal! If you can hear us, just say something!
I wonder what happens if they start getting close, if Misty's gonna lead them in the wrong direction.
I think we understand that this is hard for you, so you should probably just go back.
Yeah, sure. You going back and we'll keep looking for you.
One of them's not convinced. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Crystal!
Crystal!
Ever the performer, she wipes away her tears and on to the next mission. Yeah, I figured that was her next mission. I'm very worried that Coach is out here. Yeah. He's not doing good already, and this is not gonna help. Oh, my heart. Poor Shauna. Oh, my gosh. It's just horrible.
Todd? Hey, so this dumb idiot ate some rope? Can someone look at it?
Now he's worried. Yeah, now she's worried.
The kid's care is entwined with your own.
What did you say?
Baby goat's a kid, yeah.
Stab this goat later, but there's no way it's dying while I'm supposed to be watching it.
I like how those two things are somehow different for her.
Wait. Really? I really don't.
Really?
She's like fallen in love with this goat. Oh, Bruce!
I think just out of fear that she would die, I guess. Or maybe that she...
Oh my gosh, Shauna. Oh, that's so heartbreaking.
To think of her as mine. You know, and to just be her mom.
Oh, Shauna. It's a big feels. Big feels. Oh, no. Yeah, to hear her say that she's worried that Callie would pass away like her son did, and now that's why she's been distant with her, because she's trying to protect herself. Very interesting.
Hello?
Yeah, those sensory deprivation tanks are very interesting. In total darkness, and you're just floating. Oh my god, now she's seeing a lot of fish. How long has she been in there? Animated bird dance? What nightmare is this?
I've got a tune for ya. Bathe in the sound and sit right down.
I can't even process how long this is gonna haunt me for. Walter! This is the photo we have of Misty in the intro as well, with this red curtain background.
Through the tulips and dance on the graves.
Great theme song. I love an original soundtrack. So in African Grey musicals, the dancing bird situation is a lot for me to look at right now. It's very confusing. Oh my gosh. And like the animated axe and stuff. What the and the box that she destroyed. Cheese and crackers. What the nightmare is that? Who's the bird man?
Caligula.
It brought Caligula to life. Yes.
Talk to me, Misty. What's going on? The floor when you should look at the magic. How much do we all count on you?
Quite the inspirational speaker. And is he smoking a cigar?
Accused of heinous acts. You are not a murderer, Misty. You're a closer.
Oh my, what is happening? It's very interesting to see each character have their kind of, you know, insightful moment with these treatments.
Misty.
Yes.
I just want to say.
The lip phone, a classic. Is sending her hearts across the line? Is that what's happening? Is this the theme song also? I love it. This episode's nuts, but I love it. I'm so excited.
Thank you, Caligula.
Is she realizing now that she's actually in love with Walter? Oh my god, the Birdman. Da 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 da. Fade out.
And I miss you. And your grandmother sounds really cool. So, okay.
The one that like killed her husband?
You hang up.
She's absolutely off her rail.
Okay. All right. Bye.
But she's so good at it. It's just Christina Ricci is incredible in this role, and it's just for a character that could be completely, she's definitely unhinged, but she still brings this vulnerability and like weird likeableness to her, which she shouldn't be because she's nuts, but it's just, it's so entertaining to watch. Did she somehow? No, she definitely wasn't alive. Did something take her? Oh my god. This fake snow drives me nuts, by the way. And she's literally like digging for her dead best friend. Oh my gosh. Very much Jackie flashbacks. But yeah, where is she? Oh he's gonna...
I'm not gonna keep losing everything.
Oh, no. They need to stop going to this place, man. Especially with Misty. It's a bad idea. Bad idea. Don't.
Yeah.
Could you just push me off?
Oh my gosh, no. No. Because he just wants to be done. He doesn't want to struggle anymore. Oh, that's horrible.
Life is so precious. Okay, you can't just throw yours away.
I think he's done. Yeah, he's gonna do it.
Kill yourself right now. We will eat you.
Yikes. That's a horrible
I
fate.
don't care.
How does he not care?
Especially your high-calorie butt meat. Okay.
High-calorie butt meat.
The rest of us get saved. I will tell the whole world of our love story.
Oh no, that's a fate he doesn't want.
Too. And I'll tell your parents that you were the one who impregnated Shauna and that you tried to impregnate all of us.
Misty! Wow.
That you're gay.
Wow. She knows how to go for the gut, that's for sure. Cheese and rice. Oh no, Coach. I don't think she meant it, but she just wants him not to do this, obviously. No.
Please.
So heartbreaking. Oh my god. Coach.
I tried so hard. I swear to God, I tried so hard to keep the baby alive.
Oh, Misty.
Please, man. I can't have another death on my hands.
Oh my gosh. This time she's genuine. These are real tears this time. And I think that's what stopped him. Yeah, she's like, oh. So much loss already, yeah.
I don't see how marrying that rock's gonna solve any. Making offerings to the dirt.
Something like that.
A smooch? Oh, here we go.
No, literally. I don't have that kind of time.
I think she's sick. Those pills she was taking. That's what I was worried about.
What do you mean?
It's not her mom.
What's the situation?
Oh, no, Van.
Months.
Oh my god, that's heartbreaking.
Authentic self. What is standing in the way of you embracing that again?
She's definitely encouraging Lottie to, act like she was acting in the wilderness. And she's saying she was free. Yeah.
Is there anything of value in this life that doesn't come with risk?
She is. There's something with this lady, for sure.
Consequence.
I don't trust her.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
You tell me, does a hunt that has no violence feed anyone?
I'm sorry, what? Who is that? What just happened? Oh my god, what was with the antlers? And no one's there? Lottie's been talking to herself this whole time? Oh no, things are unraveling. Things are unraveling. I was wondering why she was encouraging her to, like, tap into this wilderness mentality again.
Present. Come on. Natalie Scatorchio was telling us to not around. Like,
it is interesting that she's now in this perspective from the other side. And the antler lighting, yeah, very bizarre.
No, I can't.
Come on, Lottie. We're all here.
Yeah, it's just like the first time they've all been together.
Okay.
She's like, well, if we're gonna do this, let's do this. Let's bring out the good stuff. Oh my gosh. Yeah, drunk reunion. Here we go. It's nice to see them, like, having fun and, like, enjoying each other's company and not thinking of revenge or the wilderness. They're just having fun. It's just so rare for them.
Misty, she watched.
But that is not true. I did not watch those parts.
was she watching some parts?
Here we go. Secrets are coming out. Yeah.
In some way, don't they? I mean,
compulsive behavior, addiction, disease.
Cutting your own bangs.
Hey, so I know a specialist at Johns Hopkins.
Yeah, Ty's gonna try and fix this, of course.
I don't know. I think that Crystal was singing it.
Oh, God! Oh, no. I don't like the repetition of past and present.
Shut up! Stop! Misty did everything she could! No, shut up! You baby! I saw you! You were...
Oh, my God. Oh, she's bit. Oh, my God, no. Shauna. No, 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 no. I don't like when they start howling like wolves. It's never a good thing. Oh, now she's punching Lottie. Cheese and rice.
Lottie? I know there's a lot of pain right now, but let it out.
Oh no, I thought she was winding up for a fist, but she's holding back. No, no, Lottie. She shouldn't have to be Shauna's literal punching bag. Oh, this is horrible. Shauna could find a tree or something to beat the crap out of. It's not fair that she does this to Lottie. Oh my God. Like, this is not good. She's gonna kill her. Like, come on. And nobody's saying anything, obviously. Oh my God, just punching her over and over. That's horrible. Misty's obviously into it. Ah! It probably is very therapeutic for Shauna, and the juxtaposition of having the past and the present with them dancing around the fire and then the violence. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm sure Shauna feels better temporarily, but poor Lottie's face is 30 shades of red. That's horrible.
Lottie. Lottie.
Yeah, you probably freaking knocked her unconscious. Like, oh my God.
Found his remains
buried at Hacklebarney State Park.
Oh no, they found Adam's body. Oh no, 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 no. And he's talking like this in case they're tapping the call, obviously. Oh my God. No, 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 no. Shauna can't have one moment of peace. Oh my God. So that was my first time watching Yellowjackets, Season 2, Episode 7. We're getting closer to the end of the second season. I do know there's a third season. I don't know when it's supposed to come out. I imagine probably next year, maybe a little bit later. There's usually a year gap between the seasons. We had everybody with this reunion at Lottie's place where she set up this commune, cult, whatever you want to call it, situation, and it was interesting to see everybody kind of have their moment with these therapies and kind of get some insight into things I don't think they were expecting, and especially to see Natalie kind of spearheading this, obviously Lottie as well, but to have Natalie be their spokesperson, because I feel like she was the biggest skeptic going into this, and now she's like, guys, it really works. It can seem a bit like, okay, why are you acting this way? I can see why they'd be guessing, you know, her sincerity, and up until this point, everybody thought Lottie was still in Switzerland. She's like, that was 10 years ago, and it's just interesting how your perception of people, once you learn something about them, you kind of stick with that process, despite how many years may have passed. Obviously, Lottie has established herself since then, and they obviously haven't been in contact with her, but that's the last they had heard about her, so they all had this perception that she was like barely incoherent and could barely talk. So how's she running this wellness center? And to see them all come together and, like I said, have their moment and learn something about themselves inadvertently. They definitely were, you know, closed off when they came in, and I think we're just more curious about Lottie and wanted to know what the place was, and then ended up discovering something about themselves. We had that moment with Shauna and this goat, and first she's very cautious. She doesn't even want to take the goat. She doesn't want anything to do with it because in her mind, her first response is, oh, they're going to make me kill it at the end. She doesn't want to get close to something because it might die. And that's so deeply ingrained in Shauna, and you can definitely see that that is part of her experience in the wilderness as well, that if she gets close to something, it's probably going to die. With Jackie and her baby, and she's obviously very worried about Cal Callie, and we hear her. It seemed very genuine, which is kind of hard to tell with Shauna sometimes, that she didn't want to get close to Callie because she was worried she would die and, bad things were going to happen to her. So she just kept her at an arm's distance. And I feel like that just caused more pain for Shauna because she never really got to know her kid, and having that separation put up to protect herself. Now she kind of has to backtrack and try and build that bond again. So yeah, it's hard to see, and we understand why she would act that way because we know the history with the plane crash and the wilderness and everything. So to see her go from resisting this goat to, oh my god, it got away, I have to find it, overly concerned, and then it ate some string, what's going on, we need to, I don't know what they thought they were gonna do, like goat x-rays to figure out what's going on. The guy gave her no support. She was completely left to her own devices, which I think terrified her. And he wasn't like, oh, it's normal for goats to eat string or anything like that. He just stood there with his arms back, basically, and was like, that's your responsibility. You figure it out. And she just breaks down crying and sees Lottie and just looks at this little goat. And even when the guy calls, he's your kid, you're tethered to him, or you're connected or intertwined or something like that. And I think she was definitely triggered and thought of her son, because also a kid is the name for a baby goat, but that's where she went. And to see that loss kind of be brought back up again, she definitely had some feelings about that. And we know Shauna's had some discussions about motherhood in the past few episodes, and to see her now be, this goat's mom basically for the day she's responsible for it, Bruce, this goat, and she's out, calling his name with Misty, looking for him, and to see her take more note of her own role as a mother with Callie was very interesting. And obviously we had Misty in this deprivation tank, and I loved her sequence. This whole episode was a little, I don't want to say weird, but definitely something more abstract and kind of tapping into that, exploring that more, which I love. I'm so excited when TV shows do that, especially because TV shows kind of are stuck to a formula and have to follow this format. So we had this very interesting, dream sequence, whatever was happening to her in this tank with no lights, no sounds, you're just floating in the water. And to have Walter there and, African Grey dancing around, show tunes, like all these pieces that make up Misty come together, and to her to realize after talking to Caligula, her bird, who's smoking and is in the theater, of course, and giving her this like stoic life advice and telling her like, hey, just looking into the mirror and talking to her, and she obviously realizes that she does in fact have feelings for Walter. We still don't know what his texts were. Walter was obviously in the sequence as well, and that shot of them on opposite sides of the screen, calling each other, and the hearts going through the line, or the love going through the line, making a heart around Misty. It was just, couldn't be more Misty, like this very over-the-top theatrical performance that's Misty to a T. She is always there to perform, usually through lying and manipulation, but she's always there to perform. So to have that be what she imagines was perfect. And calls Walter, like I said, we don't know what the text messages said, and he didn't pick up, he didn't respond, but I'm curious to see if he'll be in the next episode, what that looks like, how he's gonna respond. I definitely feel like he had feelings for her, but he also left her on the side of the highway. So they found Adam's body, and Misty doesn't know yet, but Shauna got the call and was very scripted call from Jeff saying, hey, they found the body, and Shauna doesn't respond. She's also probably pretty drunk at this point and is trying to keep it together. And we see her first reaction is, what's wrong with Callie? Obviously, everything that's been going on with this episode, that's her first response as well. And I thought they got rid of his body, or they literally found his torso, but they've somehow identified him because it was on the news that Jeff was watching. So Misty's probably going to have some doubts in her handiwork, because she was very adamant that they would never find his body, and if they did, they wouldn't know it was him. Maybe he had a tattoo or something on his torso that was able to distinguish. That's what I'm guessing. I'm definitely not anticipating that they found all of him. I'm guessing they found one piece of him. But obviously this now means that Shauna's probably going to be brought in for more questioning, and if they find evidence on him, what that's going to look like, obviously just another complication for Shauna, just as she's having a one fun moment with her friends, basically. I don't know what that means for the rest of the season, if it'll end up with Shauna being arrested, what that's going to look like. But yeah, she's definitely high on the suspect list. We started off this episode with everybody snowed into the cabin, and I don't know when the last time they were able to get out was, but luckily it did stop snowing and they were able to at least open the door and kind of dig themselves out. It feels like spring is kind of coming. We had some like icicles melting, and I'm hoping this was the last big storm of the winter, and spring would obviously bring them a lot more hope. And I was definitely surprised that Shauna buried her baby or covered it with rocks, because obviously the ground is still frozen, but I thought she was going to be in that catatonic state on her bed for weeks, because obviously it was a horrible event, and she, as soon as they could go outside, she didn't tell anybody what she was doing. She just went and did it and said, it's you and me against the world, kid. And her unconscious dream, that's what she had said to the baby. So to see her like physically say goodbye was not what I was expecting this soon, and to see her go into the meat shed and talk to Ghost Jackie, and we don't even get like an apparition or a quick conversation. There's nothing. She's not seeing her anymore at all, and just breaks down crying so hard because she obviously misses Jackie, and it hasn't even been that long since Jackie died, and now the baby's gone. Like, it's just trauma on trauma on trauma. It's so much. And Coach was almost gone in this episode as well. Misty manages to talk him off the literal ledge, which I didn't think would be possible. Like, they definitely don't get along. And Misty's usual tactics of manipulation again, like saying, I'm going to spread all these lies about you and I'm going to tell the world you're gay. And he's kind of like, go for it. Like, he doesn't care anymore. And to see him like shave, like he was almost getting ready to do this so that he would look a certain way when this happened, was terrifying. But he's definitely hallucinating. Paul tells him like, you can't stay here anymore in this disjointed reality daydream situation that's half the cabin, half Paul's apartment. And Paul gets a phone call, we don't know from who, but he's like, it's time. And I don't think Coach will make it to the next season, which is harsh to say, but he's not doing good, and he hasn't been doing good for a while, and it's not getting any easier. So I'm very worried about him. And even Misty saying like, oh yeah, we're gonna eat you, and he's just like, I don't care. Like, he's just so done. And then also, when they were looking for Crystal, this goose hunt Misty took them all on, where's Crystal's body? Where the frick did she go? We know what happened, and it's not like it was a different spot. It's literally the exact same ledge that Coach is on. And I was like, if Coach goes down here too, what does that mean? Is his body gonna magically disappear? Like, she was definitely not alive. I mean, if she was alive, where would she have gone? Like, there would have been, you think, like blood in the snow or something, even though she was like covered in snow, but still nothing. It's like she was never there, which is very worrying. And even if like an animal came or something, again, you think there'd be some evidence of that, but it was nothing. It's like she was never there. So Misty's obviously panicked about that and is giving a performance to everybody else on the team, saying like, oh, I'm so worried about her, after she overhears that conversation and realizes, oh, I need to play at being more pretend, to be worried about my friend, basically, because she knows exactly what happened. But yeah, so I'm very curious to see if Crystal will come back into the cabin like Javi did randomly. So don't know much about Javi's backstory yet either. He hasn't been talking at all. So lots of questions and lots of things happening. We had a different version of the theme song, which was interesting. I'm not sure why they chose this episode in particular. And in the last episode, we had the shot that's of Shauna in the intro, in the police interrogation. And then we have the shot in this episode of Misty in her dream sequence in this tank. It was interesting to hear how some of the members of the team view Misty. Like, they think not very highly of her, which is not surprising because she's poison Coach. They know she's, had some nefarious tendencies, and they're like, well, she's a psychopath, she probably killed Crystal. And they're definitely not wrong in that aspect, but I think it was Misty's worst nightmare to hear people say it out loud, because she definitely doesn't talk about these things. It doesn't want people to think badly of her. And it started off with like, oh, thank God Misty was there, and talking about Shauna giving birth, and then it quickly turns into, oh yeah, because she's a psychopath. And I do feel like Misty had a genuine moment when she starts crying as Coach is trying to jump off this cliff, about how she tried so hard to save the baby. Like, I really feel like that was genuine, because we know she had a crush on Coach, but I feel like that's kind of long gone at this point, and she was more pleading that she doesn't want to deal with losing any more people because it's been so much for them already, and to see Coach make this choice about not being around anymore, I think was just finally her breaking point. And obviously dealing with Crystal and the baby, and it was a lot, and I think that was a real moment for her. Unfortunately, my suspicions about Van being sick were correct. She confides in Ty in this episode, saying she has cancer and months to live, because, yeah, she's not going through any treatments at this point. She's taking medication, but it seems like it's like pain management at this point, and months to live is not a long time. So it's definitely adding a new perspective to her spending time with everybody, and her, you know, reconnecting with Ty. And I think it adds more meaning behind Ty showing up out of the blue, because Van said she wasn't going to tell her, and I think Ty would have been devastated just to find out in the news or something without having this last moment to try and talk to her and reconnect with her, because obviously she was a huge part of her life, and they shared this horrible trauma together. And I don't know if Van will make it to the next season, adult Van, but Ty is obviously trying to fix things right away, saying, I know a great doctor at Johns Hopkins, and like there's still hope, and she's trying to put all these thoughts into Van's head. But Van, I think, is maybe not fully accepted, but is at least mostly accepted that this is what's going to happen. Van's explaining it's not the kind of cancer, you know, you find early on. This is you're in the final stages, unfortunately, situations, which is heartbreaking. We just met adult Van, and to know it's going to be such a limited time with her as well is devastating. Even if Ty can pull some strings, I don't know what that looks like. Maybe Lottie has some sacrifice or something. I don't even want to think about that. But yeah, it's not looking good for Van. And even to hear her say in the wilderness, like, I've had so many close calls, like, she was almost set on fire in the plane. She almost died being attacked by those wolves, and she's trying to process, why did I live when other people aren't dying, and what's her purpose? And Ty explains, like, hey, I wouldn't be here if you hadn't saved me. And I believe that Ty would have sleepwalked off a cliff or something at this point, or froze to death outside. Who knows? But she definitely has kept Ty alive, and I hope that's what Van was looking for, or if Van's looking for some other answer. But we know Van really cares about Ty, and we even see them like kiss in this episode in like a drunken state. They kind of just have this brief moment, and I don't know if it'll go any further. Ty is also obviously still married to Simone, who's in the hospital. We see Lottie talking to herself and not her therapist, and I'm wondering how long that's been going on, because especially this is supposed to be a new therapist, so now I'm wondering if that's actually real, because we've seen her in a few episodes, and I was suspicious because the therapist was like encouraging her to act like she was in the wilderness, so it makes more sense that it would be a projection of whatever this antler creature is, because that's what Lottie saw. And Lottie advocating for Ty to kind of let out this, you know, dual personality, saying that this other person has always had great wisdom and this connection to the wilderness, and like, why are you suppressing that? And especially since it seems like they need some guidance right now. So yeah, it was very interesting. And Lottie's always had, like I said, these very cryptic messages, and I don't know if Ty is going to indulge that and let this other thing take over and see where it goes. But like she said, this other person does horrible things when they're in control, but Lottie's reasoning is like, oh, it just doesn't like to be suppressed. But that also sounds terrifying. So yeah, I'm very curious to see what that's gonna do, if Ty's gonna give in to this situation and where that's gonna go. When they're all sitting around drinking and, you know, enjoying each other's company and like having fun for once, and, you know, just being carefree and trying to just be adults and hang out and relax. And then Natalie asks, you know, how much they remember about the wilderness, and Misty tries to bring it up as well, but they don't want to talk about it. And Ty's answer is kind of vague, like some things are fuzzy, and Shauna says she doesn't want to remember, and I don't know if they've ever talked about it all together as adults before. It's definitely creepy anytime they start that chant of "we hear the wilderness hears us," and this kind of relationship that they're now just accepting as normal, whereas, you know, months ago I don't think they would have even considered it. But obviously, given their situation, they're trying anything at this point. and to have that final scene of Shauna just unleashing on Lottie. And I fully understand she would be angry and have a lot to get out of her system and a lot of big feelings, and like she definitely needed to unleash those feelings, but poor Lottie just took a literal ass kicking, and Shauna was not holding back at all. As soon as Lottie put her hands behind her back, I was like, oh, okay, Lottie's gonna like wind up for a punch or something, because Shauna had obviously punched her in the face, but no, it was the I'm surrendering, I'm gonna be defenseless, and you do whatever you need to do to me. And to have Lottie be that sacrifice, it's not what I was expecting. And also, like, Lottie could have internal bleeding or something now. Like, she just let herself be beaten black and blue, and as soon as Shauna walks outside, everybody goes to Lottie and is trying to take care of her, because obviously she's gonna need some help now. Like, she could barely open her eyes, she was, you know, spitting up blood. It was not a good situation. And like I said, I don't know why they just weren't, you know, go find a tree. You want to hurt something, go punch a tree outside, or find a snowbank to, you know, unleash your anger on. Like, I don't know why it had to be this literal human offering of Lottie to take the brunt of Shauna's aggression on, about Jackie, about the baby, about everything. Like, it was just a lot, and I don't know why Lottie decided she needed to take that on, so that's interesting. Overall, it was an interesting episode. I really like the creativity with these treatments and how we got to explore just different pieces of the character through these treatments and just kind of learn more about their insights. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. She would have walked off that cliff. Yeah, exactly. Baby goat's a kid. Yeah. At these like rippling wavelengths, like a tape stuck over the performer, she wipes away her tears and on to the next mission. It's animated bird dance? What nightmare is this? Quite the inspirational speaker. And is he smoking a cigar? High calorie butt meat.